I think that it's going to be a wash. I think all of Ethan's fans are going to say Ethan won. I think all of Hasan's fans are going to say Hasan won. I think there's going to be 50 YouTube videos that I'll probably watch tonight while I'm eating Popeye's chicken. And I've already planned this out. I've planned out my whole day already. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna react to some more bullshit after this. I might go over to my dad's house later on, depending on how much I play Oblivion. And then after that, I'm gonna eat Popeye's chicken and watch the recaps of this and the commentary of it. And then after that, I'm probably gonna jerk off and fall asleep on the floor. And then I'm gonna wake up again tomorrow. I'm gonna do the same thing. It's a good day, bro. Like, I'm in a good mood.
Hasan is calling in, of course, at 12:30. I have 10 minutes to schlep around here. So I want to say, first of all, thank you to Shopify for sponsoring us. I also want to thank
Shopify sponsoring terrorism by way of, well, I guess they sponsor my podcast too, to be fair. So that's not surprising. Do you guys understand the silliness? What's going on?
Well, I'm doing a debate. What about you?
That's what I'm doing as well. All right. Wait, hold on. Oh, are you going to show me all the time as well on the Zoom call?
Here, I can fix that. 1 second. Let me just set it to Ethan's output here.
If you want,
there you go.
If you want, just show like not just Ethan, but yourself as well. If you're going to talk, like that's fine.
Hey,
I don't know if it's gonna
Hasan,
be too difficult.
leave the production notes to my team. You can switch your show how you like.
Well, you know, they were my coworkers as well, Ethan.
Well, it's been a while, my friends, and guess what? They are not now.
No, I know.
So let's start. How was filming that content? I just have to know what you felt, what you were thinking as they were doing the Fortnite L behind you.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
no,
that.
No. We're here. I don't want to talk about definitions. You got your Zionism, and let's do the.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was fine.
Did you not?
I've participated in other YouTube videos as well in the past.
No, but that Fortnite L dancing.
Some of them feature sketches.
I noticed you weren't in the other shots. Why was that?
I think I was being interviewed.
Oh, really?
By
Who was
a
interviewing
journalist while that was happening.
Really?
I don't remember.
Really? Oh, that's convenient. I think you were embarrassed, frankly. You were absent from every other shot. I think you saw him doing that. I think you saw him doing that Fortnite dance, and you said, "I got to get out of this." And by the way, I'm giving you credit for that.
I mean, Ethan, you're a comedian. You know, you participated in some sketches. This wave of harassment, doxing, swatting, all of this stuff. Okay, sometimes by the same people. Ironically enough, by the same communities. You and I know we've had these conversations in private before we stopped doing our podcast. And you know my position on this. I think it's completely unacceptable.
I know you're against CPS.
I am victim to the same exact things that happened to you in this regard. I would never in a million years
ask me a question.
Sort of thing and don't think it's appropriate.
Very good.
And I don't know why you think that I have anything to do with this.
Because you're not you're misrepresenting what I asked you. I didn't ask you, do you think it's okay that people called CPS? I asked that the video that you participated in, which was a total fucking hit job that used 90% of its clip from an episode of the podcast called CPS Got Called on Me and didn't even include the title of the podcast. Now, do you think that's fair?
I think you should take this up with iDubbbz instead of me.
Okay, sure. Ask me a question.
Yeah, I didn't make any of the editorial decisions in iDubbbz's content cop.
I'm asking what you thought about it. Okay, not if you made it.
When I made fun of, I believe it was Alexa that grabbed it, and I said, "Oh, you immediately go over the swastika one." Yeah, exactly. Do you think?
Anyway, my point is, Hasan, if I can continue my point, is that you knew it was a swastika sword. So why did you guys choose to pose with this sword?
Ethan?
Answer that. Why was the choice made for this sword?
I'm gonna gently explain this to you again. One, it's not a swastika, but regardless.
Do you think it looks like a swastika?
I did not make this editorial decision. I wasn't even.
Do you think it's reasonable to perceive that as a swastika?
Ethan,
answer the question. Is it reasonable to perceive that?
I don't think it was a deliberate decision that iDubbbz made, but I don't know. I don't know his mind.
Hasan, they're your swords, and according to the New York Times article, there was 10 options. So what's the chances that they chose the swastika one? That seems pretty slim.
Well,
you have 10 swords, don't you?
The week prior to that, I believe. I don't know the exact timeline. I don't really remember when they shot this, but I had the sword out because I was doing an Assassin's Creed promo. Do you feel like if I thought it was like genuinely a swastika sword, I would use it in an Assassin's Creed promo shot?
Yes. What you're doing is gaslighting somebody. You made a video. Let me make a point here, Hasan, because you're the king of microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minority groups.
True.
Right? So you made a video. You participated in a video accusing a Jewish. Let me finish my point, Hasan. No. Stop. You are making a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism while exhibiting the most hateful symbol against Jewish people. Do you not see this as a problem? Or at least, am I insane for thinking this is odd?
Ethan, take a deep breath.
Answer the question.
You have that much of an issue with swastikas considering you drew one on PewDiePie.
I'm a Jewish man, you fucking moron.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Is anyone in that room Jewish? Was anyone in that room? Did I draw swastika one time on?
Do you think that Jews have an exclusivity agreement with like being offended or not offended by Nazi imagery? You've done a Sig Heil approximately what 50 times.
Why did I do a Sig Heil? Why did I do a Sig Heil?
I don't know.
Because you only watch clips on Twitter. I was making fun of Elon Musk and trying to see if it was valid or not.
Oh, thank you.
And by the way, as a Jewish man, are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word?
Wait, what?
Are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word because it offends you?
Do you think this is an apt comparison?
Yes.
Okay. So you think that being able to draw your anti-Semitism radar is completely out of whack.
And who are you to say that to me? You posed with a swastika.
You're saying that it's not a swastika, and you know it's not a swastika.
I mean, it literally is a swastika.
No, it's not.
You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list. What was your opinion on that?
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I think that the Sabra hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it, despite the fact that it was very damaging in terms of deplatforming a bunch of content creators that participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes. With pleasure.
And it's not.
It's insane.
Even remotely.
Okay.
It's not even remotely anti-Semitic.
Very
it's
good.
Like
let me ask you a
the
question.
Cracker band that Twitch capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
The thumbnail?
Yes, that's what I said. This is the thumbnail that's still up. Now, let me ask you this, Hasan. Here's Frogan's thumbnail for the Sabra hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. He has never explored or used. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Ethan?
Whoa, answer the question.
Again.
What, you're dodging?
I'm not iDubbbz. And I'm not
you
Frogan.
Can't make
inferences about editorial decisions that other people have made. I'm just simply speculating at this point.
Sure.
But you know it's a
Are you not embarrassed by this
joke.
armpit hair? It's so cringy, bro. It's like so weird. I'm glad you changed that finally. On a separate note.
What?
I find it just so weird and bizarre that this was your thumbnail for so long. Also, ironically, wearing a Rolex hat, which is like probably the symbol of capitalist excess.
Yeah. I got a free
Cool,
Rolex
dude.
hat from a friend of mine. I still wear it every now and then.
Oh wow, who knew? So anyway, Ben Shapiro was accidentally in the F tier.
I think you talked about Rick Scott. Now, we did actually talk. Theo Von and I did actually talk about Rick Scott.
Let's pull that clip up,
I'm sure you didn't see that. But hold on. Let me finish. But what I found very strange about that was the fact that Theo Von, and I didn't even know this at the time, the day prior to me, had actually interviewed Candace Owens. I think you and I both agree that Candace Owens is an anti-Semite, right?
I think that he was on that 1-2 punch.
Okay.
Bang.
Do you think...
You hit him with that anti-Semitism, boy.
No, Ethan.
Do I think that you are more anti-Semitic than Candace Owens? No. But I think your form of anti-Semitism is way more destructive and sinister. Candace Owens is outright... Hold on there, Hasan. This is an important question.
You think I'm anti-Semitic now? Because 2 days ago you said I wasn't.
I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
Your form of anti-Semitism is way more insidious because it's silent, it's tricky. She's out there just saying what she believes, and I respect her for that. Nick Fuentes is just out there. Nobody knows that what's his stance on Israel. Candace Owens' stance on Israel. But you're tricky. What you do is deny the heritage of Middle Eastern Jews, stuff like that. You accuse them of being always the oppressor,
What?
always everything.
Can you
and by the way,
point to-
you spent the first part of this debate calling me insane for what I think most people would perceive as blatant, obvious anti-Semitic acts.
I don't think most people would look at what you're doing right now and
Let's
think
not
that
worry
this
about
is
that.
a
Let's
sign of mental sanity.
Well, we'll have time to poll the audience afterwards. That timeline on that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you're in the ADL, bro.
The ADL? No, I'm not. All right, so he says, I heard you're in the ADL, bro, which, like, obviously is, I perceive that as anti-Semitic.
I don't think you're in the ADL, Ethan, if that's what you're going to say.
Well, you said, and I'll quote a tweet that you made. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You said, I'll quote, he worked with the ADL to make Zionists a protected class on Twitch. Now, that is an outright lie.
I don't think it's an outright lie.
I worked with the
you took
ADL.
credit over it, didn't you?
Sorry. I worked with the ADL. What does that mean?
Yeah, as in like worked alongside. I don't think you're in the ADL.
Oh, that's what you meant when you said I worked with the ADL. I worked beside them, just incidentally together. You didn't mean that I worked with them privately to get people banned. Of course not.
No, I do think that.
Didn't you say you choose your words very carefully?
Alongside the ADL.
You just told me briefly ago, you choose your words very carefully, Hasan.
Not always. I am famously.
Okay, we're walking that back. Sometimes I speak out the side of my mouth when I say you work with the ADL.
So.
Here you are again repeating the lie with Steiny on video. Go ahead. You had time
constantly come after me when his knows I'm not anti-Semitic and making these inferences that I am and like partnering with like the ADL and
partnering with the ADL. You want to unpack that one there, buddy?
Yeah. Again, partnering with the ADL. That is precisely what took place.
I have never spoken to the ADL, so what does that mean?
I'm not saying you directed the ADL
Do you know
to take
how
action.
silly you
Well, actually,
look?
you know what? I am kind of saying that. I am implying that you directed the ADL to take action.
Well, that's a defamatory claim that has zero proof. I think that
you got a Jewish content creator alongside multiple Arab content creators banned off the platform for 30 days.
There's a reason they call him token,
and then the
my
ADL
friend.
actually reacted.
You spend time being a token, you're going to get spent.
But it was just silly. Fuck them.
You want to cash in on your Jewish friends anymore, or can we move on?
Am I what?
Would you like to cash in on your Jewish friends more, or can we move on?
Cash in on my Jewish friends.
That's right. Do you know any Jewish people that aren't anti-Zionists?
Yes.
Who?
I'm not going to review. I don't want to. They're normies.
Okay.
I don't want to dox them.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
are.
lying.
You're absolutely lying.
Dog, I live in West Hollywood. You think I'm not around Zionist Jews? What are you talking about?
Do you pass Jews on the street? Yes. Are you friends with?
No, I'm friends. Yes.
Okay.
I am.
I don't believe you.
And they've treated me with much more dignity than you have, as a matter of fact.
Well, yeah, because they're not on the receiving end of an insane fucking harassment
campaign. I can have a more normal conversation with them than you, seemingly. I think you're doing that all on your own.
We'll see.
To be fair.
Yeah, we'll see. So do you want to tell me what is your evidence that I work with or talk to or have any association with at all with Destiny?
What? Destiny? What?
What? The guy that I talk about fucking obsessively 100 times a day? That is like basically like the Antichrist, the Lord Voldemort in my community? Yeah, you accuse me of working with him, knowing him, talking to him. What is your evidence for that?
Thank you for asking.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Not only is there video footage of you corresponding with someone in your Discord that literally aligns perfectly with Destiny's own Discord, offering clips for you to pull.
That sounds like a stretch.
You've also used clips that are unlisted called hummus obbies when making arguments about my virulent anti-Semitism.
Who gives a fuck?
From
I pulled a clip
link that came from a Destiny fan account.
So that's your proof that I work with Destiny.
None of that is relevant.
Okay.
What's relevant is your constant coordination with Destiny's podcast co-host Dan Saltman, who you featured on your context nuke. So yeah,
Did I feature
I
him
don't
in
think
my
it's that
content?
ridiculous of
My
a fucking assertion to make, especially when
don't remember what it was.
considering the fact that you have been corresponding with Dan Saltman, the general of the Hezbollah. I think that's what they call themselves, the Taliban and the Hezbollah. Their mass
How the
harassment
fuck would I
operation
know?
that they engage
So
in. So yeah, I think that is not a ridiculous fucking claim to make at all.
It's actually insane, and it's a really convenient way of discrediting me when I've never spoken to,
No, I think you're
worked
doing
with,
enough
talked
to
about
discredit
Destiny
yourself
in my
all on your own.
life.
I don't need to bring
It's
that
a
up.
really nice way of you. You know what? I think you're hallucinating, buddy. I think you are you pulled a meme from his subreddit once. And
No,
there was a guy in your Discord that's also in his Discord. I think you're
No, I
hallucinating.
didn't say any of those things.
You sound fucking unhinged, dude. Are you crashing out, Hasan?
Ridiculous. My
Well,
point
I
I'm
mean,
trying
that's
to make
kinda up
here
to other people
is
to
that
decide at this
your
point.
criticisms are in your own mind. Like you have hallucinated an alternative
By the way, gaslighting,
reality.
anti-Semitic trope. This is what dog whistles are. You whistle to other people, and it's subtle enough that you
Ethan,
have
people
plausible
being mean to you is not
deniability, so that when you get
anti-Semitism.
accused of being anti-Semitic, you can call the accuser crazy, which is exactly what you're
Ethan,
doing. You are
Ethan,
a fucking anti-Semite,
Ethan,
and you've been caught out 3
Ethan.
different times, calling me crazy for very viable, very credible examples of anti-Semitism that you should at least be able to admit are at least not insane. Maybe a misunderstanding, but not insane. But no, according to you, they're all hallucinations. So go ahead and tell me why you're not dog whistling.
Yes, because people having an issue with your statements.
Several locations across the Gaza periphery, including in the form of rape, gang rape, during the October 7th, 2023 attack. Credible circumstantial information, which may be indicative of some forms of sexual violence, including genital mutilation, sexualized torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, was also gathered.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I'm gonna walk you
Are
through
they
this real quick.
hallucinating?
No. So you just don't know what words mean. So credible circumstantial evidence. Do you know what that means?
It means that of course.
Credible circumstantial evidence is not a substitute for forensic evidence. Credible
That's why I said
circumstantial
Pixar didn't
evidence
happen,
is
bro.
not
You need
enough
rape
to
kits.
prosecute.
Hasan needs
Credible
rape kits.
circumstantial evidence is not enough.
Pixar
to
didn't happen, right?
Prosecute rape, which is precisely the reason why the Israeli prosecutors themselves have said that in the absence of a singular victim coming out, and also with all of the forensic evidence that has been tarnished already.
Show me evidence for anything you're saying.
What?
That's not. Show me evidence for anything you're claiming that isn't some unhinged freak on Twitter hallucinating.
Ethan, have I ever said that rapes did not take place?
Well,
at least according to one credible personal testimony in captivity, not on October 7, but in captivity.
Kind of, yeah. Yes.
Over.
You're doing it right now.
What do you mean?
I knew
kind
exactly
of?
what he was
Ethan,
planning to do.
You literally
and yet I couldn't do
featured-
anything to prevent
Wait, pause it for a second.
No.
I was
Listen to what she
utterly
has to say,
helpless.
Hassan.
When the
Ethan,
assault
I
was
don't
over.
Hassan, don't
disagree with
silence
this.
her.
You
Let her fucking
literally
talk.
Was it
mentioned
even
me.
allowed
No, because you're acting like this never happened, that it's exaggerated, that
mentioning
everybody's
my
lying,
acknowledgement
that
in the
Israelis
video
are just
that you
inherently
played.
evil monsters that are responsible for everything bad that's
Ethan,
ever happened.
You
Listen to her.
acknowledged-
Cry
Ethan,
or to be
you
sad.
Listen to
know.
her words.
I had no
Ethan-
one to comfort me and was forced to act nice
Listen to
the
my
person who had just
words.
sexually
Listen to this
assaulted
victim.
me
Show her
in the
some
most
respect, Hassan.
horrifying way.
Oh, it's so gross
Not a
the way
day
you're
goes
doing
by
this.
that I don't think about
Yeah, it's
what
gross.
that terrible man did to
It
me.
is. You're
We were held
you're
in such
Show
inhumane
respect, bro.
conditions.
brother. That
no
is
person,
fucking
no person
gross.
should ever be subjected
Dan,
to
pull the
such brutal
fucking
and
plug on this.
ruthless
Holy
treatment.
shit.
Now,
You really have no problem speaking over a rape victim when they're Israeli.
Dude, you don't give a fuck about rape. Look, what are you doing? Look at what you're doing. I never said that no one ever got sexually assaulted in
First
captivity
male
in the
rape
hands
survivor of
of
Hamas on
militant.
October
I
7th.
literally said in the video,
A man
in the
who was
video
stripped naked
that
and
you
raped by
showed
Hamas on
from your
October 7th.
context. What am I supposed to do in the situation when there are no victims that have come forward?
victims
and the
just gave
speculation is that
first-hand
the
testimony.
victims
I read it to
probably
you.
died, but there's no forensic examination.
Pixar didn't
there has
happen.
been no justice for
What do you
these
think the odds are
victims
that people are
in
getting mass
Israel
raped by
on
Hamas?
October 7?
What do you think
due
the
to fact
probability
that
is?
the government completely
I'm crapping
Percentage.
some
ruined.
root beer.
Okay. The government completely ruined any sort of forensic
we
examination
doing?
that could have taken place. There is no way
For
to
firsthand-
actually.
are you
there is no
actually,
way
like-
to actually bring justice to these victims? Ian's the video's performance. I don't give a fuck. Come on, play the video, dude. Come on, Jesus Christ, play the fucking clip.
I mean, it is ironic that he came and did this whole show of doing it with you, and it like just completely humiliated him. I think that's kind of funny and interesting. But I'll play the clip.
It, not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you.
Are you denying? Hold on, I'm sorry. His entire creator clash is in ruin. The event is going to be fucking absolutely canceled. He's probably not even able to reimburse most of the fighters for the time they trained. How is that not a train wreck?
Ethan,
I'm just saying.
I am not iDubbbz. I don't care about your petty vendetta against iDubbbz. Play the
You were in the video.
fucking clip.
How
Yeah.
I see Israel. Because
You
you
were in
don't
the
see
video.
that. When you listen to Hasan and you hear all these fucking
Yes, you ruined a charity event. I hope you're proud.
Oh my God, bro! Critically acclaimed content cop. How's that working out? You think Ian's happy he made that video?
I don't know. I mean,
You don't
I
know?
haven't talked to him about it.
I mean, he put out a really big video. I mean, I would be stoked.
I don't know why you're asking me about what iDubbbz is thinking, but I mean, I
you were there.
assume. I mean, it performed pretty well. I think it doubled your video. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's not that
I think,
bad.
if anything, I think it just means that more people are interested in me than you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I believe that for sure.
Very good.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people, some falsely and some for decent reasons, wants to.
Do you want to look at the like
See
ratio?
someone put you down a peg. It's probably the reason why there's a lot of people watching this conversation as well.
Do you want to watch the Do you want to watch the like ratio on this? Damn.
The like ratio on this.
That's correct, my friend. Here it is.
Wait, what? Ethan, play the video. This is also been reported even by your favorite. What is it? Nicholas Eat Oreos.
My favorite?
To be false.
Okay. Well, here.
The dislike. The
Let's
dislike
let's
metric
watch
is not
it.
correct.
Let's just watch it.
Why am I arguing on behalf of Ian's video's performance? You something so you recognize that you're wrong, as you've done twice now.
No, you don't need to
so
explain
this is
anything to me. I
productive now.
understand your point. Don't you? So you're accusing me of being irresponsible with my words. Don't you think saying you have no issue with Hezbollah makes people think you're pro-terrorist?
I don't care that people think this. It's ridiculous.
So are people valid for thinking you're pro-terrorist?
Do you believe the State? Do you believe the State Department's
Answer
designation for
the
terrorism is
question.
valid?
Is it reasonable for people to think that you are pro-terrorist when you say I have no problem with Hezbollah?
Do you believe the State
answer the
Department's
question.
designation
You
for
gotta answer that
terrorism is
one.
valid?
You answer my question, and I'll answer yours. Are people valid?
Ethan,
and
you
considering
rely heavily on
Can you
your
answer?
audience not really
Can you
understanding
please
the
answer
terms
my
that
question?
you are using.
Let it be noted you are
When you
dodging-
say, "Oh, Hasan defends terrorists," okay,
Literally
there's
just
a reason
did.
why you say that. You say that to
You literally just
disparage
did.
me without actually addressing my arguments. And now, when you're faced with me, face to face,
God,
to
bro,
talk
you're
about
doing it
these
again.
issues, you agree with me. So if you agree with me, you called Hezbollah a noble group. Should I
In the
just
beginning,
run around
shit
being like
changed.
Ethan defends terrorism? I think you do, but
I
for a
said their
different reason,
actions
and we'll
were
get to
noble.
that
I
in a
didn't call
second.
them a noble group. Again, you have a problem with the truth. You can't address an actual issue, so you turn it into you're straw manning. Basically, I'm saying your community
Bro,
is
Reddit-
responsible for this participating in this harassment campaign. You said chat sent you this link, did they not?
Yes, last week. What are you talking about?
Okay, so your chat is involved with H3 Snark, which, by the way, funnily enough, the new Snark page is called Leftovers H3, and it's got a picture of you
thank
in the
for giving it a
avatar.
shout out. Shout out to Leftovers H3.
It's got a picture of you, Hasan. You don't need to shout him out. You're already doing it. Don't you think that's
wait,
odd?
You did it.
No, I think it's
Also, what do you think? Like, first of all, do you think I have any say on what fucking
Yes.
happens in these subreddits? What are you talking about?
Oh, you have a say what happens in your Discord and chat, which you absolutely do not moderate. And there's so much evidence of the disgusting shit.
That's also completely fucking
Well, why did you
false.
criticize XQC for not moderating his chat when you called in?
Ethan?
Why
I can't believe you
did you
I can't believe
criticize
you would bring this up.
XQC
Here, let me tell
for
you,
not
okay?
moderating his chat?
Yes, XQC has actively used this community over the course of many years at this point, as he was, doing Gamba and wanted to fucking keep gambling and
not
felt
answering.
bad that I was criticizing him to attack me. Okay, there's a difference
and
between
that's different
someone
than what
doing
your
that,
community
don't you
has done.
think?
How?
argument with you in that conversation.
I think
where
that
I said,
Hasan absolutely weaponizes his community.
I can do.
He does it all the time when he tweets negatively at people while he's on stream.
In the conversation that we had,
constantly.
you inferred that JVP was
that's
akin
fine.
to capos.
It's okay to do that.
I
do
think
that.
we're going to see Palestine will be free.
I'm not going to let you stunlock me. Again, another pathetic who's like you.
So you do have a problem. You do have a problem with
Matt Lieb specifically.
Jews
Yes,
that you don't like, and you are quick
I have
to
a
call
problem
them
with Matt
capos.
Lieb, who's platforming Bad Empanada. Yes, clearly. Is there you don't like Bad Empanada? You understand? A year ago, you were talking about how crazy he was.
But I'm not.
But suddenly, when he
Here's the
starts talking
difference.
about me,
Here's the
he's your
difference,
best friend.
Ethan.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think Bad Empanada is insane. But you know what? I also
And all of a
always
sudden,
say?
you love his videos. Why is that?
Bad Empanada.
Why do you
and
love
I've
his
maintained
videos
this
suddenly?
position- I've
Before
maintained
you
this
pledged never to
position-
watch his videos on stream. Why do you love them now?
Oh, because he did not want me reacting to his videos.
That is
Initially,
insane, pathetic,
no,
bold-faced
that's
lie.
what it is. No, he said
You literally told. Oh my God, dude!
Bad
it worked.
Empanada on his YouTube essays, especially when it's issue specific, are actually very instructive.
Then why are you watching
very
ones called
informative.
Ethan Klein is a Zionist baby killer? Why are you watching that one? Is that part of his master body of collection? Is that part of the Criterion collection there, buddy?
Yes.
Why does Bad... Okay, it is good. Why does Bad Empanada role play hunting Ela and killing her in video games?
Have I ever said that I think that's appropriate?
I think... No, of course not. But what you are doing is endorsing this guy.
Do I agree with you that Bad Empanada is crazy and also does crazy shit because he's a fucking scraggly internet troll who is, once again, as a separate... You know, you like to compartmentalize Israel proper from doing a genocide. I like to compartmentalize the content that I'm consuming from a guy who I do think is doing well-sourced, well-researched YouTube essays, who also happens to be a fucking freak.
Ethan
who literally
Klein is a Zionist dog, and by the way, I want to kill his wife.
The reason why that blockade ended, and I've watched other videos that are not related to you from Bad Empanada in the past on this broadcast as well.
How many?
The reason why that blockade ended.
How many have you watched Not About Me?
What?
How many videos of his have you watched that are not about me?
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
Have no idea.
Maybe one.
I've watched a fuck ton though. I've watched a fuck ton of Bad Empanada videos.
And are most of them about me?
No, no, not all of them are about
it.
Right?
Very good. Well, let's see. Ugh, God damn it. Well, I got to refresh this. So here's an example from one of these clip channels. These are all different clips, right? Over a 2-month period, there's edited down 24 hours of you talking about me. 24 hours. That's over the.
These are most likely.
Hold on.
These are fan channels.
Let me. Over 60-day period. That's 24 minutes per day.
Ethan, these are fan channels. This is disingenuous. You're presenting the same. You're presenting.
Okay, first of all, I'm just showing how much you talk about me on stream. Second of all, that the fan channel defense is a. Let me finish. The fan channel thing is a clever part of your disinformation campaign to avoid any responsibility. And the fact is, if I wanted to show all your fan channels, this is how many fucking videos was uploaded about me in the last 22 days. You think that's regular? You think that's regular?
Ethan, I have no control over my fan channels. What do you mean? You're literally showing the same. I say one thing on
66
on my Twitch
videos
stream.
about me.
I say one thing on my Twitch stream. Fan channels make the video of the same
And
thing
you
over and over
love
again.
it. Okay, you always say that whenever. First of all, let me give you a stat. You've watched 11 hate videos about me since this has started. Do you know how many I've watched about you on stream?
Your whole stream is a hate video.
Zero. I've had zero people hold my hand through some obscene hate videos. You've watched 11 of them. Now let me ask you this: whenever I make a response to these videos, for example, the content cop, you say you don't have time because you need to get to the news, which is something important. Then how the fuck do you have 19 hours straight, uninterrupted, to watch 11 hate videos, but you're not willing to show my response? Don't you think that's a bit cowardly?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Because what's cowardly is ducking me for the past
ducking you. I'm sitting in front of you.
When you dropped the content, Nuke, I said I'm willing to talk to you, and you knew it wasn't going to look good, as today has demonstrated.
I said just
and
watch
that's precisely why you tried to add additional qualifications to it, like, oh, just watch my video, just watch my video.
That's super reasonable. Why the fuck would I have a conversation with you about a video you haven't seen?
Because it's me. I'm speaking. I
it's
know
not
the
a
clip
biography. You understand that, right?
Can I ask
Do you
a question
understand
for
the difference between a biography and a video that's critical of your positions? Do you understand the difference?
Ethan,
Hold on. Do you understand? Because I'm not sure you understand.
What's interesting?
It's
for
not
all
a
the people who are
biography,
tuning in
Hasan.
right
It's not
now,
about the points in your life about your mom and your dad and growing up with your family. I'm making specific arguments that I've articulated that you have not seen. So how the
very
fuck?
Poorly. By the
How
way.
do you know that? You haven't watched it.
Because I'm talking to you.
Because I've watched
And
11
you
hate
haven't-
videos.
And you haven't articulated a single good point yet. You want to go through the videos
Give
one by
me,
one, or do you want
give
to?
me examples that was out of context.
Okay. One of the other things that you've consistently done, aside from also the dude that you claimed was my fan, who now you admit wasn't my fan, that you falsely slept. You falsely said was my fan.
Jiminy fucking cricket.
Okay.
That after this clip.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
No,
And by the way,
you're not going to scare us. You're not going to.
I'll just say up front, we can end on that point.
Oh, I can keep going all
I'm
day
sure you
if you
can.
want to.
Yeah, I know. I know you go to bed tonight in a cool race car bed, but I have family.
Okay,
kids.
no, that's fine. Why are you thinking about what my bedroom looks like? It's kind of weird, man.
Yeah. No, you're right. You fucking badass fucking sports car bed. It's a meme.
Very odd.
Here it is.
As long as
you still agree that he's just like Anne Frank.
Did you not hear what I asked you?
I'm just summarizing.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Anne Frank died before she could resist. But if she did, I would
She
never
was
hold that
fucking
against
killed in
her.
a concentration camp, you
Exactly.
psychopath.
But if she
was
did,
exterminated
but if
with her
she
whole
did,
fucking
I would
family.
never
Her
hold
dad's
that
the only
against
one
her.
that
Would
survived
you?
and recovered
But
her
you
journal.
wouldn't
Are you
hold that
fucking
against her
mad?
either, Ethan? Right? Would you hold that against her? Would you hold that against
I wouldn't
Anne
hold
Frank
it against her, but she wouldn't be the same historical like figure that said, despite my family being killed in concentration camp and everyone being murdered, I'm still a pacifist that sees the good in people. What the fuck what's so confusing about that? Not kill Zionists, not nuke Israel, not a pike through Zionist assholes.
I can't believe we're once again discussing the posts of a dude in Yemen
You
who
really
is
like to do
19
that.
fucking years old. What? No, he didn't say that.
I'll play it again. You want me to play it again?
Oh God. Okay, dude. You just play the fucking clip then. God damn it. Just play the clip. He said Zionist, but play the fucking clip, Ethan.
Yeah. I'll play it.
Play the clip I sent you without fucking complaining.
No,
He's too dolled up.
Wait, you want me to watch your clip? I thought, no, we're going to watch my clip.
No, play the fucking clip I sent you.
By the way, is
Stop
this?
being
I don't know if
so
this is.
spoiled.
I don't know if this music's claimed. By the way, we can.
It doesn't.
It does
fine.
matter.
It's
Unfortunately,
most likely
you're
not
on Twitch
fucking
where
claimed.
stealing
Come on.
content is fucking regular, but on YouTube there's standards.
The Yemeni teen who went viral for WAPO before Hasan the Hun got the scoop. Ethan continues to chastise Hasan for legitimate journalism and an interview that half of MSM was chasing.
Well, first of all, Taylor Lorenz is a fucking hack loser who's obsessed with you, okay? Of course she would say that. She, by the way, what was legitimate? Name one question you asked him that represents legitimate journalism. You want this to be unwatchable.
The reason why I know that, Ethan,
I'm take that as a yes.
Breaking the silence veterans who have come out and spoken out against this practice. That's why I know that.
Hasan, you say that Ela could have gone to jail and done a conscientious objection instead of joining the army. Why do you pay taxes?
What?
Why do you pay taxes to the United States government?
This is your big argument, Ethan?
Answer the question.
That I pay taxes and I'm morally culpable? I know. That's why I try to fucking
why don't
fight
you go to
against this
jail?
goddamn government
Well,
doing
why
this
don't you
shit every
stand up
day.
for your hold on? Why don't you stand up for your principles and go to jail for it?
Because it would not actually stop. Okay, it would not actually stop. The reason why I'm saying
What wouldn't stop?
I don't take issue with Gila's fucking actions then, as long as, just like you said, she was just 19 years old. I take issue with the fact that she still defends it on principle.
What
I'm answering it.
What
Ethan,
was the exaggeration?
Ethan,
About
sit the fuck
the
down
historical
and listen to the
fact
history
of
lesson.
not.
Hasan can't just say the exaggeration because Hasan doesn't have the intellectual horsepower to engage with any of the questions. He's got like dialogue trees and lines of stuff that he can just like kind of read down and recite, but he can't like dynamically engage with anything that's being said. It's actually insane.
Okay,
Didn't leave
this is
because we
not-
were
this is
Zionists.
not
We
the gotcha
left
you
because
think
we
it
were no
is.
longer safe.
Okay.
Explain to me.
I can't wait to bring up obviously on the broadcast to make you fucking look like a dumbass.
I can't
Let
wait
me
to.
tell you
And now
something.
explain what he means by that. We did not leave Iraq because we were
it's
Zionists. We
not-
left because we were no longer safe.
Iraqis are not Palestinian. You fucking moron. You racist piece of shit.
What?
Because Iraq and the pan-Arabic
They
nationalist
left-
movements that arise out of
You are
Zionist
out of your
violence
mind.
is not about Palestinians.
Okay, so
You
what did
cannot
the
make
Jews
this
in Iraq
comparison.
have to do with
Zionists
fucking Israel,
were the
you
ones who
bigot?
actually fucking
You are
terrorized the
so out of your mind.
And then Iraqis.
Dude, you screaming and grandstanding doesn't mean you're right.
Iraqi government's racism during the pan-Arabic nationalist movements as a vindication for why, or a comparison as to why Israel had to do the Nakba.
Do you think
you fucking racist piece of shit?
Thanks, Hasan.
Do you think Iraq? Do you think all Arabs have one fucking mind?
Why
Is that what you think?
Were the Iraqi Jews leaving Iraq in fear?
Of course there were Iraqi Jews that left Iraq in fear. I've never said that there were no
Answer
Iraqi
the question.
Jews that left
You want to
Iraq
call
in
me
fear.
racist? Why were Iraqi Jews leaving to go to Israel?
Because you're a fucking moron.
That's why they left. They left because I'm a fucking moron.
That Arabs are
Hasan,
not
you
one-minded.
coward.
That there
You
were numerous
coward.
pan-Arabic
Answer
nationalist
the question. You're going to call me racist, but you won't answer. Why did the Iraqi Jews leave Iraq?
There were numerous
because of
reasons. Why did the Israeli
anti-Semitism.
government-
They hated Jewish people that had nothing to do with Israel. They were
Oh, shut
forced
the
to
fuck
leave.
up,
They were
dude.
chased
Shut
out.
up.
They lived there for thousands
hated
of years.
Jewish people.
They
Yes,
had businesses. They had
everyone
homes
hated
that they
Jewish
were
people.
forced
It's
to
weird.
abandon to go to Israel
Thousands-
because it was the only fucking place they could. Why would Iraqis hate the Jews living there if they had nothing to do with Zionists or Israel? Why?
Because settler colonialism
That
was
has
already
nothing to do with
taking
them, you
place in
absolute
British
fucking
Mandate
dumbass.
Palestine.
I'm not
Left
defending the Nakba.
from separate countries. He would laugh
Your
at you.
failure
Do you not understand?
to acknowledge
I know
the
you're trying to
trauma
fucking
of
clip
both
farm here,
groups
but you
is the
don't
reason
understand.
why
It's a-
you are a radical fucking propagandist liar. Both trauma needs to be acknowledged by both groups. There's two things that need to be true for this ever to be resolved peacefully.
You're right.
Palestinian
I'm sorry.
self-determination
Israel should keep
and
doing a
and
genocide.
Israelis' right to have secure
Israel-
borders.
Zionism
as
was
long
a-
as you
was an
ignore that, there
inevitability.
will
You're
always
right.
be war. Palestinians will always die, and you will continue to make money from it. Operation Magic Carpet.
No,
I'm
you
gonna.
should. You
I'll
should talk to
debate
him
all
and
these
Norm
people instead of
Finkelstein.
you. I have time. Unfortunately, like I said, it's getting late, so I just want to make one last point before we go, which is that always remember, Hasan, that when people criticize me, I watch it on my stream by myself live, unlike a bitch-made coward like yourself, who needs someone to hold your hand, make all the excuses in the world to avoid any single criticism, any response. You, my friend, are a coward, and I am the fucking legend that responded to it live with zero hesitation. But you know why? Because I'm not a liar. I don't have to think about the shit that I say and justify it. You lie. That's why you can't do it, because you'll get caught in those lies.
Our endeavor made you look good, then congratulations.
You don't think it was good that you don't think that it was a supreme confidence that I responded to it immediately live?
Ethan, it took you 4 months to actually entertain the notion of having a conversation with me. I don't give a fuck about watching YouTube videos. I don't know why you think that I'm afraid of watching your fucking YouTube video.
You watch 11 hate videos on your channel. 11 hate videos. I've watched 0 about you, Hasan. Do you want to actually discuss who's the coward?
You made the hate videos, dumbass. Your fucking community is the hate community. Why the fuck would you have to watch hate videos or whatever? You are the one who was doing it.
When criticism comes, I confront it.
Well, thank you for
when
backtracking on at least 7 of the points. Maybe
you hide
we should
from
go
it.
through the content. And I've also, on top of that, called Jill Stein a
you didn't endorse
over
her.
and over and over again. But for some weird reason, despite the fact that I voted live, mind you,
and you didn't
kept
say
lying
who
to your
for.
audience, and you kept lying to your audience.
I said
and
I
you
think.
kept making it seem as though I didn't even fucking vote, or I urged people not to vote. There's never
Who'd
been
you
a
vote
moment
for?
where I said do
Who
not
did you vote for?
I voted for Kamala Harris. You got a problem?
No, I got no problem, but I think there's people in your audience that would.
You don't have a problem. You don't have a problem.
Why
with
didn't you
that.
endorse her then?
Why the fuck do you keep saying I voted for Jill Stein?
I said I think because you didn't say who you voted for.
Oh,
yeah,
you
that's
think?
what I said. It's an opinion.
Oh, you think? Oh, you don't give a fuck, dude. It doesn't matter who I vote for anyway. You're out of your fucking mind. I did not endorse Kamala Harris, and I will never endorse Kamala Harris.
Voted for her.
And I did not endorse Joe Biden.
And now Trump's president. When did I defend that?
Well, they're both apartheids, so.
Yeah. And when did I deny that? All right, listen, it's 5 o'clock. Like I said, I have a family to go to. I have 3 kids and a wife, and I know that you have a fucking cool-ass race car bed to sleep in, and I hope you enjoy that.
Okay, man. Thank you. Have a good one. I hope this was productive. Dan, he needs you more than you need him. Stop babying this man, please. He needs you more than you need him. Stop babying him.
Well, I know that's true, but I don't baby him.
Come on. Okay. All right.
You want to target the crew more? You want to drum up
harassment?
her?
It's fine. It's fine.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for the crew.
Hey,
they
Bad
are what makes
Empanada
the
called
show
AB
great.
a house slave.
What?
Bad Empanada called AB a house slave.
Yeah, he's wrong. What the fuck do you want?
Well, you watch his videos a lot.
Why are you bringing up Bad Empanada? Do you think I agree with everything he says? No, of course not.
You endorse him.
Ethan,
All right,
I've
we gotta
endorsed
go.
his
You promote
YouTube
him all the
video
time. That's a
essays
fact.
that I agree with, that I think are very well thought out.
All right,
I don't
listen,
endorse
stop being
his
a coward and
techniques or
watch
methods
some
or
fair
opinions
criticism.
overall. Charity event is actually like you're trying to undermine a charity event deliberately.
You have to give money to be charity. It's like a slush fund for them.
God, that's so gross, man.
I mean, what happened last year? How much money did they make? Did they do charity last year?
I don't know.
They
I don't
lost
know.
$250,000.
Will you debate me again, Ethan, if you keep chirping in the future?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect.
But if you, I think it would be good if you watch the content puke,
Maybe I will.
puke,
Maybe I'll
and
do that
then
to
we can
fundraise.
discuss it.
Maybe I'll do that. The fundraiser creator clash.
Yes, I think it's awesome. If you want to own me by donating to charity, I think that's sick as fuck.
Yeah, maybe you should do that too. You know, donate some pro-Palestinian charities. I'll feel so fucking owned.
Let's own each other and donate to charity.
All right.
I know you guys
Bye,
fucking.
Ethan.
I know you guys hate each other, but the views were crazy.
It was? How many? I never
just
looked.
Saying, think about it.
What was the views at? I never looked.
They're pretty good on both ends, like 100K.
Whose was higher?
Don't ask that question.
Hasan's was higher?
Hasan's was higher.
Yeah.
Not by much, but it was higher.
That's not good. We got to do something.
I mean, I had 120,000. I don't know what you guys had over there. I wasn't looking, but
We got up to about 100K. So
Well, we're gonna have to do. These people are clearly have some kind of brain disease, and we need to do something about it.
No, for sure. Ethan, please keep up the energy as though you feel that there is a genocide going on, because your output is what matters here. And that is what I was trying to get across to you and get across to your audience. If you think that
I acknowledge that I acknowledge that I could talk about it more, and I should make more of an effort to talk about it.
Okay, thank you. Instead of going after
And you should try not to be a fucking raging anti-Semite for a day.
What?
If you can try not to be a raging anti-Semite for a day, then we can shake hands.
Ethan, I don't think you actually believe that I'm anti-Semitic. I think you're hysterical.
You should watch
I
back the
will be
first part of
honest
this
on that
interview.
front. What?
You should watch back the first part of this interview. That is
I don't think that makes you look good.
okay. Well, I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
we'll
I
wait
think
and
your
see.
people are going to think it makes you look good, and then everybody else is going to think that might look good. Like, who gives a fuck? At the end of the day,
I'm sure.
it's
that
not a swastika. It's just the swastika sword. It's not a swastika. It's just the sword that I called the swastika sword. Got it. All right. Have a good night, Hasan.
All right.
I gotta
too.
go. All right,
you too, buddy.
You take care, bud.
All right.
Old friends together at last.
Bye, Hasan.
Give Kaya our love. Give Kaya our love.
Yeah, we all still love Kaya.
Oh my God, what a fucking train wreck.
So I think in this debate, you're definitely going to have some people defending Hasan, and I think that's always what's going to happen because they just think that they're effectively on the right side of history. But I think that overall, I think Ethan did come out on top with this debate, and I think that he did look better. And I think that especially with like a lot of the clips and the things that Hasan ended up saying, like, for example, I mean, Hasan basically said that it's acceptable and okay to target innocent civilian ships and then take those civilians hostage, and it's a means of negotiation or some type of pressure. Now, in my opinion, I mean, you're basically endorsing a terrorist organization at that point. I mean, this is terrorism. I mean, if you look at the definition of it, that is terrorism. And so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Should Hasan be banned for that? I think that if you make a liberal reading of the TOS, it's undeniable that that would be the case.
So in the upcoming days, you will see an endless sea of brigaders who are like, Ethan was so calm and kept his composure the entire time. TikTok will go crazy with clips going where people are like, what the fuck is this guy's problem about Ethan? Twitter most likely will also be going crazy with clips that are like, what the fuck is this guy's problem with respect to Ethan? But Reddit and Twitch and my Twitch chat will absolutely be brigaded to oblivion with people going, he was so intelligent. You got owned, little bro. You got owned by a guy who is so stupid. That is what they will say. Hutchmoss show what a normal half-educated person thinks? Yeah. Why are people acting like he lost? No one. It's just fucking LSF. And they're not even saying I lost. They're just saying that, like, they're just trying to find a response out of my reaction to Ethan that that makes it seem like I, had a position that they disagree with. I I don't mind that I lost my cool in different parts of the conversation. I think it was important to drive home certain points. So that's it. Mannerisms and appearance at one point, which was weird as fuck. I think the reason why he was doing that was so that I make fun of him so he can call me like ableist or something, which I did not eat that bait at all. And I feel like that in and of itself made him look really bad. Like, I really think that him just being like, you have a small head, or talking about my like armpit hair or anything like that was really weird. Yeah, by the way, I do unironically believe that. I don't think Ethan believes it's a genocide. He's just saying that because he wants to move on to the next talking point, because nothing he said is consistent with believing that it's a genocide. That's it. He's lying 100. I will say that forever. He is 100% lying about his belief that Israel is doing a genocide. And that's what I tried to explain to people that were listening, that like, you think it's a genocide, but like everyone is a terrorist. You think it's a genocide, but like your own personal feelings are more important. Like, what is going on here? It's not, the genocide is not like a fucking card to cast away people being horrible. Like, if I were to fucking hit someone with a car, I can't turn around and be like, well, there's a genocide going on. That'd be fucking insane. If I actually had done something wrong to Ethan, and it wasn't just like things that he had hallucinated about how like I had a swastika sword and I gave it to iDubbbz or something, or whatever the fuck he believes in his mind, then, you know, if there was something beyond that I had done to him deliberately, if I had literally called CPS on his house, then he would have a valid concern there. But I didn't do any of those.
Oh, don't be a debater. You don't be a debater. And like, there are obnoxious ways to be a debater.
Sure.
But I think these types of events, I think they're actually crucial, because for the first time in a long time, Hasan, who has gone unchallenged basically forever because Twitch has made him, you know, their golden
And he
boy.
doesn't talk with it. He doesn't debate with anyone.
And this is what I said about the video essays. I think it's good for video essays occasionally to hop into live comments with people, so you can see that like, this guy doesn't have any idea about any of the shit he's talking about. And Hasan, I think, got massively exposed. Regardless, even if you thought that Hasan did win by the skin of teeth, even if you thought that Hasan won this convo, it shouldn't have been Hasan winning on split decision. It should have been a fucking blowout. Yeah. No offense to Ethan, but this is a guy who does a comedy podcast for whatever, versus Hasan, who does politics for 12 hours a day.
And he just gets destroyed by Ethan on political knowledge.
He should be able to run circles. He should have like 3 facts for every single random thing that because Ethan, no offense to him, I love him or whatever, you know, on the history stuff, there are plenty of things that you could have said.
He did really fucking well on the history shit.
He did, considering, But
he's not a history guy.
Hasan didn't know anything.